We've come to Huddersfield on a very misty and murky morning to meet with Equitop Myoplast brand ambassador William Whitaker. William has been a Puissance king in his time and still holds the record of being the youngest ever rider to win the Puissance at Olympia. He will be competing in the Puissance at the Liverpool International Horse Show, so we've come here to find out more. We've come to have a little look at this Olympia Puissance. I think it's 2008.
Yeah.
And this is the final round with your cousin Robert jumping here, Finbar. And this is the Puissance that you still hold the record for being the youngest rider to win.
Yeah. It was the first one. The first Puissance that I won actually with Leonardo. So the final round here was in a bit of uncharted territory. Really, we didn't know how he was going to react. There was only 3 in the last round. Shane Breen was before Robert to go. He had one down. And Robert was just before me.
So just talk us through him coming down here on Finbar.
Well, Finbar, he was a very good Puissance horse. I think he won something like 10 or 11 on the trot. But as you can see there, he was a slow horse, but he was very careful for such a big horse. And I think there, when you saw Robbie there, he went to his stick. You could just feel him backing off a bit more than he would have liked. To be honest, he very nearly jumped it. He just caught it with his stifle. But yeah, Finbar was actually one of the best Puissance horses that we've had.
Yeah, and this height at the moment, what is this?
I think it was about 2 meters 20. This was the last round.
So the fifth round.
The fifth round, yeah, the fifth round.
Oh gosh! So here you are.
Yeah, so here I am.
Are you more nervous watching it back?
Well, I can't really remember what I was thinking. But I mean, he was a really brave horse, was Leonardo. Even though I'd never jumped one before with him.
Was he a big horse?
No, he wasn't actually. He was small. Compared to the likes of Finbar, who was, a good 17 hands. Leonardo was probably 16, 1 or 2, but was really brave.
And you'd never jumped this high on him?
No, I'd never jumped this high in my life.
Goodness.
So really, I was just trying to keep him quiet because the atmosphere was electric there. So I was just trying to keep him relaxed and get a good shot and give him the best chance I could of possibly jumping it.
Wow! Look at that.
Yeah, actually, I think he jumped the final round. He jumped the final round, the best out of all the rounds. I think because we hadn't trained or anything before this, he didn't know where to put his legs. He was taking the wall on. I think one round he hit it in front, another round he hit it behind, but luckily it stayed. And then the final round,
you made a good job of it.
Yeah, thank goodness.
Yeah. So you said you hadn't trained him to do this. What brought you to this point?
It was sort of a bit of the spur of the moment thing, really. I was riding for my uncle Michael at the time, and we just thought, he'd had a good week but a bit unlucky, and we always knew he was capable of jumping a really big fence. So we just the night before we just thought, we'll try him, we'll try our luck, see what happens. Yeah.
We've come to meet Boo,
yeah.
His stable name. Tell us a little bit about this horse and what your plans are for Liverpool with this one.
He's 10-year-old now. He's quite an adaptable horse, really. I jumped him in his first Puissance at Hoyes there. He knocked it down in the second round, but that was his first one. I hadn't trained him or anything. And every horse is different, Some adapt to it straight away, and others take a few times to adapt to that sort of competition. But I felt he jumped well, and that there was some improving to do, and that he could, hopefully have a good chance.
And in terms of building him up, building the power and his muscle and condition, anything that you'll be doing, flat work, grid work, anything that will help him with that?
We're lucky here in Yorkshire that we've got some really good hills.
You certainly have.
Yeah, so I'll keep him fit. I'll keep him fit up those, and I've got a couple of shows coming up, smaller, like 2-star events. sort of really just building him up really to Olympia.
And then it's only literally a matter of 10 days or so, isn't it?
That's
then Liverpool.
Yeah.
Well, we're thrilled. We're excited to have, you know, a class that we're sponsoring with a rider that we sponsor in it. So we'll be following you very closely. You've had 2 other very, very good Puissance horses. I remember Leonardo, who we saw on that you won at Olympia, and also Cyberspace.
Yeah. I would say Leonardo would be like more a continental blood horse like him. Not very big. Jumps more from his athleticism, you know. Whereas Cyberspace was 17-1, slow, really, really scopy, and that he was the length of a double-decker bus, and you know, 2 completely different types, but you know, both had a lot of ability and could jump a big wall.
Out of those horses that we've mentioned, those almost Puissance greats, are there any horses that you would or wouldn't have liked to have ridden down to a wall?
Well, I don't know if you can remember, Ellen had a grey mare called Ladina, who was she was very successful in Puissance, but I tell you what, she used to buck. She used to come sideways, backwards. And Ellen, I just used to think, how does she manage it? She just used to sit there nice and quiet, and then last stride, straighten up and jump the big wall.
In fact, you won with Ellen, didn't you?
Yeah, with Leonardo actually at Olympia. I think that was probably 09, something like that. Yeah, we was equal. But
so you came in a nice controlled manner, and Ellen came sideways.
Yeah, but yeah, she used to do a great job with that horse, and she won some good classes with her. So it was good to watch. I was better to be watching anyway than than riding her.